Hello and welcome back to another episode of Cooking Plated Meals with Paul. Tonight we're going to be making the seared steak with farro and asparagus. So this is everything that came in the box. Your meals are neatly labeled and has everything you need. We got our steak, even a little roasting pan. So I'm going to go ahead and get this opened up and we'll get started. Alright, so we got the bag opened up, and as you see we have all the ingredients here in front of us. Everything down to the little bit of parsley that's neatly labeled, your cheese, a little bit of garlic, baby spinach. So everything is very nicely prepared and prepped for you. Even look at very nice piece of steak there. And yeah, there's a little more prep time with this one. So we're going to want to head and go to set the oven to 425. There we go. As well as bring some water to a boil. So I'm going to get on that, show you our ingredients a little closer up, and get cooking. Alright, for our step one, we went ahead and prepared and rinsed and sliced everything. We got our asparagus already, our onion, minced garlic, parsley, lemon, and just a little FYI, there's several steps. You sometimes want to look ahead because, for example, the asparagus is going to take maybe 30 minutes, and we can be working on this while that's cooking and then put it all together at the end. So as far as step one, getting everything prepped, that's done. Our water is boiling and our oven is preheated to 425. So let's get ready for step two. Alright, for step two, we're going to add our farro into the boiling water. And according to this, we want that to cook for about 12 to 14 minutes. Let's call it 13. And also then we're going to want to prepare our breadcrumbs. So we'll take these aside, add breadcrumbs, lemon zest, half tablespoon of olive oil, salt and pepper, and then set aside. So I'm going to work on that while that boils. And we'll be back with step three in a moment. Alright, for step three, like I said, the farro is boiling. We're going to zest up our breadcrumbs with some lemon. Oh yeah, look at that. Got that. Set that aside. We're going to add a half tablespoon of olive oil. There we go. And give that a little mix. Bam. On to the next one. Alright, moving right along, we're going to go to the next step, which is roasting our asparagus. So we take our clean diced asparagus, put that nicely in the tin they provided for us. We're going to go ahead and put our minced garlic in there and the onion as well. Boom. Let's get it all in there nice. Make sure you get all that garlic. And you're going to want to mix that up as best you can and just spread that around. And then you're going to want to add a teaspoon of olive oil. Just drizzle that in. That's set. And of course a little salt and pepper. Bam. We are going to then take a cookie sheet, place that on top, and we're going to put this in the oven at 425 for about 12 minutes until they soften up, and we'll be right back with the next step. Okay, now with this particular meal, there are a few steps, and some you want to read ahead just to kind of see what's going on, how to pre-plan. For instance, the farro took 12 minutes to boil, as well as the roast asparagus has about 2 minutes left. It took 12. And then the steak, we're going to sear about 5 minutes each side. So we're going to hold off on that because once we get the asparagus out, we've got to have the baby spinach, the cheese, the breadcrumbs, the milk, etc. And then that goes back in for another 12. So I really don't want to start the steak yet because that'll be finished before the asparagus gets done. So we're going to kind of hold off. That way they can time them to where they both come out at the same time. So it is ideal to kind of read ahead, kind of see what's going on, and you can plan better. And yeah, like I said, drain the farro. We got that just sitting aside. I got my pan heating up. We're going to add oil to that when we sear the steak. And yeah, about a minute left, and then we'll be right back to show you how to prepare this baked creamy farro asparagus. Yes. All right, you know that sound. It's time to get the asparagus out. I'm going to slide that over, grab my handy dandy oven mitt. Oh yeah. It smells beautiful. We can just set that there, hit our timer. Come on back here. Alright, according to the next step, we are going to stir in our spinach, which we already rinsed. There we go. Actually, a little too much at the moment. Stir that. Actually, I think I need a bigger pan. Alright, next we're going to take our farro. Just add that in as well. Mix that around a little. And see if we can get the rest of that in there. We also want to add our 4th cup of milk and drizzle that on. Go ahead and add our cheese that's been provided. There we go. And just kind of mix that in a little more. Try and get the last of this baby spinach. Don't want to waste any. And they do give you a generous amount, as you can tell. Alright, so we got that. Alright, last but not least, we want to go ahead and add those breadcrumbs with the lemon zest. Just kind of pour that on top. There we go. And last but not least, some salt and pepper. We're going to throw this back in the oven, and we'll be on to the next step, which is searing the steaks. Okay, now that that's fully prepared, we're going to throw it back in the oven for another 12 minutes on 425. And it should turn out just beautiful. There we go. We're going to go ahead and add our oil to our pan. Let that heat up a little, and then throw this bad boy on. So here we go. Alright, the moment you all have been waiting for. We got our pan and oil heated up. Look at these beautiful cuts of steak here in front of me. To just show you that this is the quality you get with plated. I don't know if you want to come in a little closer. Look at that. Just beautiful. Little fat in there. So we're going to go ahead and add this in. It's going to be about 5 minutes or so aside. And look at that sizzle. Why don't you come around for a close-up? And here we go with our second cut. Oh yeah. Look at that sizzle. Beautiful. Alright, so our steaks are being seared. We have about 8 minutes left on the roasted asparagus, farro, baby spinach concoction of greatness. So I'm going to clean this up, and we'll be right back to flip those steaks. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, ready to flip our steaks. Just give it a good little toss. We got that nice seared look. Go ahead and add a little more pepper. And by the time we're done, the asparagus should be ready to come out. A little salt on there too. Boom. We're going to sear that for another 5, and 3, 2, 1. Bam. Asparagus is ready. There are another 5 minutes up on the timer. Go ahead and clear that. Whew. Oh wow, this smells beautiful. Just set this down here for a minute to cool. If you want to come closer, take a look. Got the nice golden brown breadcrumbs. Cheese is gooey. Definitely looking forward to that. We're going to let that cool and give this another 4.5 minutes on our steaks, and then we'll slice that up for you. Okay, so real quick, it's optional. You want to add a little more lemon to your asparagus. That's what I'm going to do here. Just kind of drizzle that on top. Give it that nice lemony flavor. We're done with this. And about 1.5 minutes left on the steak. That's what I'm doing. Don't know what you're doing, but I like what I'm doing. So, cut these up here in a minute for you. Stay tuned. You know that sound. Steak is done. Hit our timer. Take our heat off. Look at these beautiful. Whew. They will be hot. Go ahead and plate that up there. As well as our second one. Whew. Just beautiful. Set that aside. Definitely a mess to clean up later, but we'll deal with that later. So here we go. Just these beautiful, beautiful steaks. Actually, let that cool a second. Okay, so now we're ready to slice. We're going to make little small slices, just kind of. There we go. Just beautiful. Look at that juiciness coming out. Nice little pinkness in the center. That's what you want. I like it a little more well done than rare, so that's why I cooked it like so. Alright, you come around and take a look at this beautiful steak. So look at how we just sliced that nice and thin. How beautiful and red that is. Get this last piece. Wow, look at that. Alright, we'll go ahead and get our second one. Like I said, the ends are a little more well done. But yeah, beautiful. Oh, it's going to be so good. Boom. Look at that. Could you just watch someone cutting meat all day? Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. We'll get our last cut in. Kind of just separate it for you. Okay, and now for the plating. This is cooled down enough to kind of handle. Go ahead and give us a nice little helping. Oh yeah, nice and beautiful. Look at that. Boom. Alright, we're good with that. Go ahead and pile on our steak here on the side. Start with this one. Oh wow, that's beautiful. Right. And go ahead and clean up the sides a little. Like I said, it's all about presentation. And wow, that just looked beautiful. Give me a second and we'll show you the final product. Alright, so we're getting this plate wiped clean. And why don't you come on up and take a look at this beautiful, beautiful selection of steak, our creamy bake Farro and asparagus. I don't know, what do you think? I think it looks pretty much spot on. Not as red, but you know, it just looks tasty. And coming up next, the long-awaited taste test. And now to my favorite part, the taste test. Let's get us a nice little piece of steak here. Juicy. A little hint of pepper. Well, that's really good. Reminds me of like a Ruth's Chris steak, but at a quarter of the cost. Let's go ahead and we'll try some of this. Really good. You get the zestiness of the lemon, crunchiness of the breadcrumbs, and that lemon just stays with you too. So that's a really nice follow-up to the cut of meat. It just melts in your mouth. That is pretty darn tasty, I must say. So thank you for checking out Cooking with Paul, where we cook new plated meals every week, and we get to taste them. So that's a pretty good gig. So hit that like button. Be sure to share and subscribe, because as always, more meals are coming. So stay tuned. Till next time.